Running back Jaylen Warren.
Well, Jaylen, round two of this heated divisional matchup that got us some offense.
It was, it wasn't what we expected, but they know us, we know them. We come out today for a different outcome.
Forecast. How can you use that to your advantage in the run game?
I mean, it's all the way in our advantage. We love running the ball.
About Jaylen Warren getting more touches, maybe not touching the ball enough.
Well, based on his comments to Melanie, I expect him.
The Bengals won, deferring to the second half. McPherson has the ball teed up. The wind, hard to predict, but it is gusty. Getting a block, and then wrestled down on the play, coming through a defensive back, Chuck Clark.
Well, and he's still getting it done, though. That's the thing about it. I know, obviously, in this game, age is a big thing with the.
Just a bit, breaking a tackle, finally brought down, making it third down and 1. Rookie linebackers for the Cincinnati Bengals,
They're the guys in charge now. Logan Wilson was traded to Dallas. You mentioned the offensive line for the Steelers. Does it get a quick snap here?
It's the tush for 35. It is a first down for the Steelers, getting a yard, and the drive continues. And this team is very good.
Possession. And the fact that you're able to run the ball on second down, you get the first down on third down. The clock's moving.
Warren the back with a couple tight ends, and Rodgers first and 10. Side. There goes the pass. D.K. Metcalf. Pass midfield and a first down catch and run. They'll put
points, 38 or more points.
The Bengals defense, 537 rushing yards past couple games, coming off the bottom race. Can they stop him there? A hit by Turner. Can't bring him down. What a run. Then 10 Pittsburgh on the opening drive.
Well, this is more about the blocking up front. Hand touch. They're not close enough to be able to wrap him up, and Warren takes 4. Full advantage of it with the great blocking. I think he thought he was going to.
With a touchdown pass, number 522, 11 yards to his running back.
To the right, and then he's able to get out to the left, and that foot race, Gainwell's going to win every time. Carter just doesn't have the speed to keep up with.
Receiving touchdown of the season, Boswell with the extra point. 7-0 Pittsburgh. They had a big run of 35 by Warren, and then Gainwell will take it in on the 11 yards. And they've done it with Rodgers at the helm. So they make a mark, and weeks ago, 98 yards on a kickoff return and devoured by Peyton Wilson. 7 touchdowns and 2 picks in his 4 previous games for Cincinnati.
Well, like I said, it's hard to career start, but the fact that he's been able to pick up this offense as quickly as he has been pretty amazing.
The air, Karras the block. Watt reads it well, brings him down. They lose a couple on the play with an alert defensive play.
Well, you're going to watch Flacco as he gets this ball. He's going to start here and then works his progression. Steelers playing zone defense on first down. That's going to be something to keep an eye on. The Steelers love to play man-to-man defense, the third most in the.
Running back Brown, Redwell, brought down. Nice play. James Pierre, who is taking the plays for the end. They're looking at new safeties to this afternoon. Third game, these guys have been paired back there.
Well, it's a chance. Duggar bought over in a trade from New England. They went to zone on second down as well. Let's see if we.
Flacco, 3rd and 11. Here they come. There he goes, right at the marker, and looks like they got the cup of 11 through the air as that ball just knifed its way through. First down, Cincinnati.
Well, and they're getting up to the
bow again. Very little rush, only 3. And to the logo, and incomplete. Looking for Ja'Marr Chase.
Well, and you can see after Porter knocks that away, he gets up and makes sure that Chase hears what he has to say, and Chase is still talking on his way through.
Flacco for 342 yards, but this is a matchup today we're going to watch.
We will see a lot of this today. When they do decide to play in safety, you can bring him down, and in a situation like that, you end up getting a double team on Ja'Marr. That time Porter able to...
Of 17 NFL quarterbacks in the great history of this game.
Please reset the game clock to 8-1-8.
Zach Taylor of the Bengals trying to navigate live without Joe Burrow. They make the trade with Cleveland 5 days later. 1-3 since he's been the starter. Their offense has been terrific. 2nd and 10. Brown the call. Tried to sub.
No surprise that they're last in the NFL in running the football because of the numbers that Joe Flacco's been able to put up, because of the number has been outstanding with Flacco at the helm.
This Bengal offense starts 2-6. Josh, who's not doubled, is left free, gets the first down pass on 3rd and 6. Another completion through the air by Flacco.
Watch Herbig. He's going to be on a stunt. He comes around to the inside, and he gets a free hit on Flacco. He's able to stand in.
When he talked to us, that I'm not used to having 2 receivers getting doubled. Yes, Iosivas is open here on first couple. It is a gain of 3 and a 2nd and 7 coming up for the Bengals.
Well, you can see the numbers here. Remember, Burrow only played a game and a half. Today, this Pittsburgh deep out. Flacco, his start, 2nd down 7, off right there, Herbig, and here's the run by Brown. Pile.
Offside. Defense number 51. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
What about this Flacco quick first meeting a month ago?
It is. You have to get, especially against the Steelers team. As I mentioned, they're 2nd in the NFL with 32 sack coverage, but they've got the benefit of having T.J. Watt and Herbig rushing from the outside. Hayward pushing the pocket.
You're the call. Swerving and accelerates into the secondary. He made a miss and finally brought down on the play by Ramsey.
Well, Chase Brown's been really good the last 3 weeks, especially over 100 scrimmage yards in those 3 games. Offensive line that time, good vision by Brown, and able to get it up into the secondary.
He had 108 yards a month ago against this. Brooks is the running back. Flacco to the air, and now let's see what the flag is about. It is a hold on Pittsburgh. It'll count. It's a 28.
Defense number 97. Penalty decline. Result lay. Touchdown.
Wow, these two.
The thing here is it's starting off like the last game did, right? A lot of points. Higgins is just working a drag route, but line, Flacco's able to find him, and with that matchup, it's an easy pitch and catch for a touchdown.
In what has been a terrific start with a lot of wind and cold, blustery weather, it is good. Tied at 7, flag since week 1 against the Browns. And by the way, the quarterback for Cleveland that day.
Cincinnati, they'd like to take it from the 2 to the 1 and try for 2.
Y.A. Black, and that is going to change this a little bit now. They're going to go for the years with Baltimore.
So it's roughing on the holder.
There's William Wagner, and he took it. Now the offense back out there to try for 2. And the Bengals, with them, will try for 2 to take the lead.
Well, and you mentioned that Brooks was in on that last snap. There's no Samad.
Flacco has started 5 of 6, and look at the direct snap. The Wildcat, Brown, can't puncture, nice stop. Cincinnati comes up short on the 2-point try, and Tom Brady playing to their 40s. I thought maybe I could do it too, and he is.
Yeah, he said it completely changed the frame that may be, but then all of a sudden he saw 2 guys doing it in their 40s. He's like, well, maybe that's something I could do too, and he's having success.
Here's Jameson. Stop. Deshaun Jameson with the return.
Keep an eye on Flacco right here, and as this play goes, they're going to run this direction. So just setting this up for later. If you all of a sudden get this similar type of situation, you can run the same type of motion. I don't know if Chase was able to see what the reaction was of the Steelers defense.
Second possession for the Steelers. Jaylen Warren is the back. Tumbleweed probably is next. 19-yard line. It is 1st and 10. Great start for Rodgers and for Flacco. Offense. In motion there was the lineman Anderson, and the tackle is made on the play by Cam Sample.
In the south end of the stadium, there was actually a college game here yesterday on this field between Pitt and Notre Dame, but not a bunch of dig-up. Props to the grounds crew who was hard at work following that game, making necessary repairs. A lot of guys wearing those 7.
On a 2nd down and 8, he gets the pass, a one-handed grab, a block by Metcalf, and then tackled out of bounds by Oren Burke of 8. and very close to a Steeler first down, and they're going to move it. First down, another one.
Boy, everything's been really quick out of his hands. Slant, drag on the bootleg, couple of swings. It's a good job.
Jaylen Warren, undrafted, but really emerging with hard work. Completion looking for the tight end, Washington. Coverage on the play by the rookie Knight. Second down and 10. Today about, when he breaks the huddle, what's the first thing he's looking at as we watch Metcalf, and maybe he had...
But the safety doesn't bite on it. So he wanted to throw that deep to Metcalf, but with the safety not falling for it, as Murphy jumps off sides there.
Neutral zone infraction.
Are out today for this Cincinnati defense, Hendrickson and Stewart, and they're going to have to kind of mix.
That first series, I thought he was very disruptive. Got into the backfield a couple different times. He's the one that flushed Aaron Rodgers. I'm just too eager jumping off sides.
Second down, 5, Warren the back, and the call. Seumalo trying to get a... It is a gain of 3 out to the 37.
Well, and back to your question a few plays ago with Rodgers. I always love talking to the quarterback. Nickel, you're looking for dime defense, or you're looking for rotation of safeties. And he said, Tom Clemens, who was teaching him to get to her, what gives you the best advantage as an offense.
Kenneth Gainwell is the back. Third down and 2. Jay Slayton, an ex-Packer in there. Burks also combining on the stop to the 38. Now it's 4th and out there.
Yeah, and bringing in their bigger personnel groups. Got Freiermuth and Washington and
tight ends right now.
Tomlin was telling us how physical.
He was stoned at the line. I don't think he got it. Looks to be short, and if he is, look where the Bengals will... There must have been something else going on down there. Much of the surprise is Zach Taylor and us.
Well, watch this. This is the one that's calling it. The entire sideline's going crazy on the Bengals, thinking they've got it.
You're right. The FAR official ran in and was signaling no, he did not get it.
And I don't know if off a replay.
Let's bring him in right now. Gene, what'd you see on this? We thought he didn't make it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kev. I didn't think so. On the top of the screen is starting to run in. I thought he was held up there short. You do see him kind of move forward there, but that was well after to overturn the ruling on the field.
Gainwell the back. 1st and 10. Gene, we thank you. He tries to take it inside. Hit by that.
Yeah, that's going to be disputed for a long time. The problem is, did you have enough to overturn it? Was it clear and obvious, as Gene said? The official, you're at a different angle up in the air. So the ball appear. This is the ball right here, and there's where you got to get to the 39. Drive alive for the Steelers.
Second down, 8. Fake to Warren. Blocked by Washington and incomplete.
Well, they're trying to get Metcalf down the field, and it looks like, watch here in the slot. It looks like their arm on the hip. They didn't determine. That's what Rodgers was looking for. They didn't.
Gainwell the back. It's 3rd down and 8 for Pittsburgh. Each quarterback with a touchdown pass in this one. 8th, and it was caught by Austin. He's just beyond the 45, shy of the first by 4.
The Bengals that time able to collapse the pocket, just rushing 4, and that's why nearly knocked that ball loose. Rodgers forcing him to get rid of the ball.
Waitman will punt and is going to do in the air, and it's fair caught, probably one. Back in 30 seconds to Pittsburgh after this on CBS.
Biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
Who is the second leading tackler for Teryl Austin's Steelers defense.
That is the end of the first quarter.
Each quarter. Starting the second quarter, Bengals at 3-6, Steelers 5-4 in first place. Game. If they lose, they would be 3 games out. So it's all in front of them right now. Flacco rakes it up the middle and belts it on the play. Brandon Eccles and a couple others there, limiting him to a gain of 2 to the...
He had in this first matchup, in that first quarter only targeted 1 time and no receptions. And that's
down in 4. Flacco is 5 of 6. being chased on the play by Pierre, and Wilson gets the first down, swerving near the 23.
Cleared out on the inside. Watch, they're gonna clear out. He's coming outside crossing. He's gonna have 3 defenders. He's got here and get the first down and protect himself before taking a big hit.
77th reception of the season. Chase Brown. Clayton looking for Jamar Chase, and shadowed down that sideline by Joey Porter. That is what you talked about.
Point out that what happened the first time and the amount of penalties that Porter's been called on, and Porter was just reminding him all the way back to the... And there he's reminding him what the result of the play was.
40 points. Second down 10. Chase Brown, the back. Messy pocket. And he got the pass off. Yosu just beyond the 25.
Well, just going to be a twist up front, and they're able to get somebody clean. Middle, nowhere to step into. Remember that right AC joint of his right shoulder is the one that's been bothering him now, just to try and protect it as much as you can.
Flacco on third down today, 3 of 3 on third down. It's incomplete. Wow.
They're going to get Watt, though. They're going to get Watt with a penalty. They threw it in there late. He was able to avoid the sack with the first 2 guys, but then Watt cleans it up at the end.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, it's because he drives him into the ground. You can tackle him. It's just, but now as you're going to the ground, you got to put your arms out and try and absorb some of that.
It's 1st and 10. At the whistle, and it's against Cincinnati. False start.
False start. Offensive.
Dylan Fairchild. He landed on his...
Watt landed, was on top of the right.
Yes,
so, I mean, even though it didn't get driven into the ground, and it said it felt pretty good.
Chase Brown, 2nd and 10, finds a sliver, then is grabbed on the play by Peyton York and Adam Shine.
Kevin Trent with Jordan Love in the locker room with the left shoulder. It's Malik Good. 7-6 Giants, back to you.
So the Packer kicker is injured. Malik Willis was acquired in that trade with the Tennessee Titans. It's 3rd down and 6. A chip right there by Chase Brown comes up with a terrific
left hand in there and knock it away. There's no safety help base from going for it, but doesn't appear to be enough to affect that.
Here to Calvin Austin and into the end zone. Rico with the touch pillars by 1. Here comes Aaron Rodgers. In draft, he said, if I could play 5 years, great. But then he thought, no, as every year, as the calendar turn, I can play more. He got to 8, and then he said, maybe I can go to 12 years. What? Rodgers, a touchdown pass. And Gainwell was in the backfield going deep in the NFL in passes defended.
Well, he had
4th down.
And he had great coverage here. Watch, it's just going to be a corner. Understand why they were going for that attack. When you see that coverage there and he's not happy, thought he had one.
The Steelers, who will have Waitman out there now, and deep back is Charlie Jones. The wind again.
Had him in both shoulders, non-throwing and throwing shoulder, and it's especially in your throwing shoulder. It's a difficult thing in terms of your
Chase, and in the vicinity was Jalen Ramsey, who is playing just his 3rd game at safety.
Ramsey's really lucky right here to get away with it. It almost appears that this is a little bit late. He comes up on the hit. I thought a flag would come on that. It didn't come flying in, and I know Jamar was looking for one. He moves forward. That's just something we'll have to keep an eye on.
Round the back. And now he goes fronting him on that shallow cross, and it's 3rd and 15. Mims' little hobble.
On the left side or the back side of Joe Flacco that's going to cause this to happen. We'll look at the coverage on Jamar. Is able to affect him and get a hand on Flacco and turn his body, cause that ball to just yank into the ground.
Flacco's by a ton, and boy, was he leveled on the play by Wilson. Former 1st-round pick by the Broncos.
Kevin, when it's 3rd and extra long like that, drop back, especially this part of the game, this early in the first half.
Number 1 gross punter in the NFL, number 8 in net, and deep back is Calvin Austin. Turn it on the back pedal at about the 12. Hang time of 4-5. He escapes one grasp and then is brought down. It was a 59-yard punt with 8:14 to go here in the first half. Rodgers a touchdown pass, Mount Plus.
Did you just drop some heater knowledge on us?
Yeah, they were developed in Green Bay in the mid-50s.
The sideline work, one of those big drape coats, those big coats have caught fire, right? You get too close to it.
How about that?
Yep.
Dax Hill makes the stop and throws him for a loss of about a yard. Second down and 11. When Rodgers clearly was on his radar, and Rodgers said about Tomlin, he knows guys' stories. He connects with them. He relates with them.
And really, the whole culture in the building of the locker room and the organization, and that was one.
Here comes Rodgers underneath Freiermuth. They'll get by the defense of Carter, who was so successful in the first game against the Bengals with a 100-yard receiving performance.
It's going to head out to the left flat. Rodgers is looking upfield and throws to him late. Almost Moose works it to the inside and picks up the first down.
Got a gain of 20 on the play. Some breathing space outside the 41. And here comes the rush. Rodgers whacked. Incomplete looking. And 10, the blocking out there.
Kevin, this is really good coverage all over the place.
As long as he could, Myles Murphy.
They're working now. Watch, he's going to come out. They're able to jump him, and the coverage is going to just takes everything away. There's no more tries to throw it back across the field, and good adjustment by the Bengals as that play was breaking down.
Again, chased by Murphy, brought down. Hit on the play by both Murphy and B.J. Hill. They don't have a lot of sacks, only the go in the first meeting.
Kevin, I really thought once he got outside the pocket, and he barely held on to the ball there on the snap.
Hill gets a sack for the second consecutive game. And Murphy comes up as they
brought in the positive attitude he brought in. And, yeah, it hasn't gone their way, but they felt like coming into this game they could get this thing done.
30. That's like an aircraft carrier taking flight, and he hurdles out near the 45. He's short of the first. To Darnell Washington.
Well, you got 6'7", 270 going through the air.
That's like a 747 coming in and hitting out at the brand new Pittsburgh airport, which, by the way, is about a day away. Team for the Bengals, and out of bounds. He is ushered by the special teams and Malik Harrison. 8-13. Bengals have lost 2 in a row. Back out there for. Coming up on the Verizon halftime report from Denver. Join JB, Nate, Matt Ryan. Halftime report. We've had 5 consecutive punts. And here comes Cincy by Sawyer initially. And Mel, we're looking at Flacco. He told us even after the bye he didn't throw until third.
That it was bothering him at all. Zach Taylor told us last night it has been a real issue for him. He said he was watching Flacco's face down on the Bengals bench. His expression has not changed, but you know he can't be comfortable, guys.
Trent, it rarely does change.
Yeah.
Being chased here by Sawyer. Dumps it off. The running back, Brown. Boy, he had it. Oh, after Gainwell got a short catch in 10. The running back was Brooks. He got away from Watt, and Flacco throw. DJ just about had him.
Well, he goes down low. Watch the move that he puts on Mims. Just a swipe at the legs. What a great move on Mims by T.J. Watt.
Running back is Brown. Tight end Hudson on the move. Hit by Peyton Wilson near the 41, gain of 3. 3rd and 7.
It's 3rd down, let's go.
Then Bengals 2 punts in a row, Steelers 3 punts in a row. With a look at Zach Taylor, who said, exactly, says, I want them to know how important this game is for us.
The importance of this game. He said, I'm not normally a standings or
time. Here's the hit. There's almost picked off on the play. Duggar had it, or almost did. Looking for Brown.
Watch Duggar. He's going to come from off the screen here. The stumble by Chase, and then watch, he undercuts it.
2016, and that goes back.
And just the fact that they're able to, hang on to the ball that long, but that just tells you the coverage. I just got done talking.
Gainwell the pitch, 1st and 10 after the punt. He tries to wheel outside. There's not much there, and he's brought down on the play by. Wow.
After this is the goal, keep first down.
That's Jonnu Smith coming up on the Verizon halftime report. James, the offensive coordinator, his coach Matt Ryan. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. He said the common in their approach. Here is a 3rd and 4.
And I like what Arthur Smith has done throughout his career, adjusting to the talents of his quarterback.
And Rodgers will find the escape hatch. Can he get the first down? Yes, he can. Hits the deck. Slides into second. First down sign on 3rd and 4. The Pittsburgh 41-year-old quarterback scrambles for 8.
Well, he gets up. Not shockingly, no one's assigned to him to be the scrambler and take off, so he's able to get the first down.
Gainwell Winston.
Well, he was grabbed early. They're going to call. Down there, and evidently the ball wasn't tipped. It was just poorly thrown.
Gosh, I don't, let's see.
And you see the way the ball, as it's progressing down the field, it got more and more wobbly, so that just tells you the severity of the wind.
Looking for his tight end, another flag thrown. Coverage on the play by Jordan Battle.
They're going to get DK on a pick here.
Pass interference, offense number 4. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
The rub or the pick route, they showed the play on the screen. That's why the whole
tight ends today for the Steelers, 2 receptions. In the first meeting a month ago, they had 11 combined. And well, the back, he'll get, it's incomplete. And the receiver,
number 99.
Miles Murphy.
15-yard penalty, automatic down.
Well, and I think that's more what it is than anything is that he was low. Because they had to move back after that pick play. They've got the DK Metcalf offensive penalty.
It's like Taylor Britt's heading to the locker room for the Bengals. 1st and 10. Washington running left side, bulldozing, plowing. Wow! Catch and roll.
Well, like I said, they listed at 265. I'm going to say 270. I called him that earlier. That. Turner, you can try punching the ball out, but you're going to go backwards.
That's like They began this drive deep in their own zone. 1st and 10, Gainwell. Nice block. Sayamalo with a nice block at that left guard. 12-yard pickup. Timeout taken.
Love that. So for Mom, I was thinking...
I thought she didn't want anything.
Oh, like when she sends you a tea, you can get their best deal without needing the most expensive plan.
Good call.
And you know...
Since they each scored on each...
Because he just ran through 3 defenders to get it down inside, down inside the 20.
Man, is back there with Rodgers. Pittsburgh a couple timeouts. Talamalo with 30 seconds to go.
Personal foul on first down.
4 flags on the last 6 plays of this drive.
Well, so side that's going to go. I'd love to hear Gene's interpretation of that one. He didn't land on top of him.
So Pittsburgh began the drive on the 7. Rodgers had a run of 8 to get a incredible opportunity right now for the Steelers. Bengals average the fewest penalty yards. 2nd and goal. Fautanu with a nice block to the end zone. Rodgers and caught up.
Take it to the middle. There's nowhere for him to go with the football. So I think he's honestly trying to throw it either to where his guy gets it or it's out of the...
17 seconds to go. Golden opportunity here. 7.
He's kind of holding on to that left arm.
He's been earlier this week, Rodgers did. We asked him about his extraordinary arm talent, and it was generational. Is 17, and I've really noticed since then, maybe I'm not quite the same thrower I was early in my career. Will Howard, for the first time, is the number 3 emergency quarterback. He quarterbacked the Buckeyes season, but Howard is on the sideline today for Pittsburgh. And Rodgers, incomplete. And he was aiming that time for Wilson. Situation to Aaron Rodgers. That's an accomplishment.
Well, this was an unusual drive. As you said, started at the position, but what a great job by this defense to respond and force him on a field goal attempt. The struggling point for both sides both the Steelers and the Bengals. I've been in factor here in the first half.
So each team on their first possession got touchdown passes. Gainwell on an 11-yard catch and run touchdown pass. Flacco to Higgins. Let's go downstairs to Melanie Collins.
He's taking snaps and appears he's going to be the quarterback here in the second half.
Rudolph has only thrown 2 passes. State backing up Rodgers. And here is the kickoff to begin. Our sounds on the play. Some good work there by Skoranek, who is the leading special.
Way to go, Benny Sko.
And
Benny Sko is my nephew. Yeah. My wife's sister. Love watching his growth process and how he's grown as an athlete, and now year 5 for him.
And Flacco with the 1st and 10. Brown gets the call. Big hole opened up by Mims. He's into the second. Out of bounds. They grab that jersey. You can see the tear. Runs for 35, and he's down to...
It opens up for him. Nobody even touches him. And he's able to get around to the outside as Porter tries.
3 consecutive 100-yard yards from scrimmage. Now 70 yards is brought down by Brandon Eccles playing the nickel. And it's a gain of 4.
Couple of things that jump out. First off, the defenses, compared to what the first matchup, the defenses are playing really well. And then the penalties. They're already at 52 yards of penalties. A lot of it coming on that final drive that the Steelers had at the end of the half. So that's something.
Playing with the bad shoulder today. This is Brown. Tries to cut. He does. He got outside of Porter and tried on 2nd down and 6. And the Bengals have come out here in the second half hot.
Well, they've come out hot. I was going to say I thought it was a missed tackle. Nobody even touched him. It was that quick jump cut that he made that got through, and
the pass protection missed there. So Brooks is in, the rookie, and he gives a block and a good one for Flacco, and it's incomplete.
And coverage, and that time Porter matched up on Higgins. Ball out in front of Higgins just a little bit too much as he's not able to bring it in.
We mentioned this at the top of the broadcast, but since Flacco Trent has arrived,
they put up the numbers they put up from a point standpoint. It's really shocking that they're sitting there at 1 and 3. Their defense has given up.
Fant and Higgins were in the line of flight. I think it was for Fant.
I thought it was for Higgins. And Fant goes underneath, and right there it looks like he's throwing it to Higgins. But then
the tight end sample will be there off the hip of Flacco. Underneath, it's Chase. 2nd catch today, down to the 26. Drilled on the play by Eccles.
Well, and really with the 3rd and 10 and making a quick throw for 5 yards like that, you're basically just trying to say, you know what, we've got to tackle and pick up the 1st down, great, but we've just got to try and get ourselves in a better field goal position. With this win today, none of these kicks are gimmies.
Yard field goal try here. And the wind is, your guess is as good as mine what the wind is going to do to it. 43 yards by Evan McPherson, who now this season is 14 of 17. Yes, you'll notice that Keyshawn Williams is not back there retrieving this kickoff. He is back there with Gainwell. And Kenneth Gainwell will take it. After the field goal by the... So there is a new quarterback, and this is Mason Rudolph, initially a Pittsburgh 3rd-round pick. Played here.
Well, and he's seen enough football that he's ready to step in, and this moment isn't too big for him. As you said, 8 years in the league. Been here is trying to get down from an offensive standpoint.
Rudolph has a 1st and 10. Jalen Warren is the back. Side, the tackle made, Mel, by B.J. Hill after a minimal gain.
Yeah, Kev, a couple injuries on the Bengals defense to update you on as well. Has a right oblique injury. His return is questionable, and already without Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart today, that is significant.
On that side, it's just kind of been patchwork a little bit because of those injuries, and missing.
Is up to the 35, hit by Oren Burks, gain of 3, 2nd and 2.
Okay, on 3rd and short, do you stick with the ground game, or do you let him air it out on 3rd and short?
A game. That's kind of surprising, isn't it, for a guy like Rodgers?
Well, yeah, and that's why they're so low in time of possession. They're just not getting a lot of...
The injured Rodgers is questionable. And to the air. And the backpedaling catch on the 1st down, Gainwell. He was picked up in the play.
They've had a bunch of punts in the first half. They had the opening drive. They got the touchdown. Then they had the last drive of the half for them.
Lead to my point, because they've now had 36 plays to the 33 run by the Bengals. It's the first time that he'll make the catch. Swirling and grabbed by Battle, who read it well, lost it 2, and back to the Steelers. And he has been terrific. People have been clamoring for more carries. And against the Chargers last Sunday night, 14 for 70.
Well, he has to make an adjustment. This ball's left knee, left ankle. As he's going to the ground by Battle. Take a look at it. But
so that means probably more Kenneth Gainwell and the rookie out of Iowa, Warren.
Possibility of losing Warren
in game.
Yeah. That changes play calling. That changes.
Rudolph. Fautanu with a block pass. 3rd and 11 coming up to New York and Adam Shine.
Kevin, Trench, Jordan Love first missed the entire stadium. 19-13 Packers. Early third, back to you.
They just signed Wiley
in there, so able to get himself back in and get the touchdown.
Gainwell is the big they come. Salamo with a block and a catch made downfield. Grabbed right there by Roman Wilson. Bang, the 47 of Cincinnati. 18-yard pickup through the air on 3rd down and 11.
So he's going to go in motion inside of D. It almost becomes a natural pick with the way that route is set up in the motion. Able to get separation from Hill. Wilson able to get the
down reception last week. Here's the rookie, Caleb Johnson, who rams his way in, trying to get a block up there from here a little bit with Arthur Smith now having to call plays and maybe reform the way the offense would go with Rudolph.
What is Rudolph's skill set compared to Rodgers' skill set? What is, now with no Warren, what do we get with he's in on this snap as well. So that is an adjustment as a play caller you have to make.
Gainwell in motion. Coverage by Hill. The pass intended for the tight end, Jonnu Smith, who last year had 88 receptions.
This ball's a little bit behind, and as you see, it's knocked away. Actually, it's Smith that knocks it away, so it doesn't get intercepted. Even though he hasn't been in there, I mean, there's an adjustment you have to make. It's one thing throwing on the sideline, but throwing with this wind.
3rd down. Turner saying there was a shove and there is a flag. And the conversation. Penalized today.
Yeah. Pass interference. Office number 4. 10-yard penalty. Beat 3rd down.
Yeah, the first holder fade down the sideline. A lot of times they don't call that. Let's see, they're both fighting back and forth. Be what draws the flag is the arms extending.
And then Turner did go back a little bit.
And the separate. I mean, there was a lot of hand fighting by both guys, but I think the arms extended and the separation is what drew the flag.
3rd and dear life, and he leads him for a 1st down. Dragging defenders.
He just ran through the entire secondary line. I was like, oh, this isn't going to end well. You got 2 guys coming up that combined have about the same.
He'll dance and drive, and Battle will get another 1st down lunge or close to it. He's down to the 27 and sends a
dump route. And then it's just a matter. Geno Stone comes up and he tries knocking that arm away so he doesn't get stiff arm.
Metcalf again in space and then hit and brought down on the play with the tackle made by the rookie Demetrius. The 1st down for the Steelers.
Well, and you got to understand why Knight leads everybody in the tackles. The rookies in tackles. Watch how he comes up and he. Great job with that technique.
So a couple of 18-yard pass completions to Wilson in Washington with Roman Wilson in motion. And here's the rookie, Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. He was a high pick in the 3rd round taken by the Steelers. And like I said, 6'1". He is very tall.
And how high he is on him and felt like he wanted to give him some touches. He wanted to give him some opportunities. Now, he didn't want some opportunities. Yeah, definitely good to see. But getting Johnson in the game and getting him some reps is something that Tomlin had talked about.
And he calls a timeout. So a little bit about Mason Rudolph. He grew up in South Carolina. He went to college. Played for the Cowboys, 3rd round pick here, then Tennessee. Now back with the Steelers, he was the Johnny Unitas and Sammy Ball. On 3rd down today, he's gone 3 of 3, and in place of the injured Rodgers.
Well, he had a great college. Has found his niche as a backup quarterback, and being able to step in a situation like this is not performed well. As we take a look at Arthur Smith, who's had to adjust some of the things he's play calling wise with Mason Rudolph.
Close to the 11th. with a run right there, and clock ticking here in the third. 5 passes each way, and has been very quiet since.
It has been quiet, and it's interesting. You know, we talk about Warren leaving the game because of injury, and he went back. Now Gainwell's back in the game as they're going to go to an empty set here.
They're down and 2.
That's lined up in the slot.
3rd and 2, crumbling pocket, chased by Osai, chased by Murphy, and has to throw that. As the Pittsburgh Steelers are driving, here comes the field goal unit in Boswell.
Watch to your left. Metcalf's going to open up. It's right in that type of thing. They bring blitz, and it's man-to-man coverage. I thought he was just going to throw a quick little pop pass to Metcalf and trying to preserve this field goal distance.
So here is a field goal try at 30 yards to extend the lead again for Pittsburgh. They've had 3 consecutive field goal team, and they get a field goal of 30 to go up 13.
The injury he suffered in training camp or at the beginning of the season, and so now he's in position to be the backup to Mason Rudolph. Right?
And Jabril Peppers is the one to get him right there with a nice tackle, Mel.
Yeah, guys, Joe Burrow returned to practice this week. Looked like the same Joe Burrow with that quick release and perfect placement. The next step in the progression will be him throwing 11 on 11 angles this morning. Week 13 against the Ravens is a possibility, as is Week 14 against the Bills. But as of now, no defense.
Mel thanks Brown the back. Flacco 1st and 10. Blocked by Fant. Tries to cut and then brought down by Harris. Here is Adam Shine.
Kevin, Trent, Bucs take advantage of a Bills special teams fumble. No good. 26-21, Bucs leading the Bills. Back to you.
Nice game in Western gain on that first handoff to Brown. Flacco through the just came at him like a torpedo. Incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he definitely does. And we talked to defensive coordinator Terry Lawson about that. I said, you know, how hard of a transition. In your corner, you're focused on the guy right on you in your section of the field. As a safety, you've got to view everything, and it's a different viewpoint. And he's
Fant will dive, and he got the first down. Broke a tackle on the play. They couldn't break to the 46. It's a first down catch and run of 15 on 3rd and 10. Eccles slow.
Both these defenses struggling coming into today, and a lot of it was because of missed tackles for both teams.
Right.
It's the yards after this, his legs alive, and he's able to run through those initial tackles. Eccles comes up there and bounces right off him.
He's played for the Broncos, the Seahawks, and now he's a Bengal. Had a touchdown reception last game against the Bears. 10. Brown looking for a block, cuts inside, got it from Fant. Also a lead block there from the and just beyond midfield and into Steeler territory.
Well, and they're running the ball better on as this second half has opened up in the pass game when they can.
Taj Brooks is in the game. Flacco's thrown a touchdown pass today at 28 to Higgins. 2nd and 6 to the 36 of Pittsburgh. It's a pickup of 13 on 2nd and 6.
Well, and the Steelers are softened as a corner. You got no help over the top. So as the corner softens, Flacco sees it, is able to hit to the outside.
Ball start today, 1st and 10, Chase Brown. Bounces and then grabbed by Eccles and pulled down by Porter. Mentioned before that the Bengal defense is number 32.
32 against the pass, and they've done a great job against the pass today. Flacco has 120 yards, and yes, the wind is having it in half.
Flacco 2nd down and 9. Brown the block, wobbly throw, somebody completion. It may have been Black. Y.A. Black.
Which gives it man-to-man behind.
It was Watt. I think Watt got it.
Was it Watt that got it? So it was,
you
know, long here.
And this defense has as many batted, deflected passes as any in the NFL. Got room to roam. There's a block on the play by Herbig. You can't kiss him goodbye.
It starts with the guys up front. It's the pressure. Watch the pressure coming here. Duggar's up here. He's going to draw in a robber mode. So he's floating in the middle of the field. He's not assigned to anybody. He goes to the middle of the field. So when counted for.
Extra point, Boswell. 30 away. They got him in a trade October 30th. He took it to the house on the pick 6 for Pittsburgh. From the Patriots day before Halloween. Pick 6 moments ago, 74 yards to the house, and here he's gone. Thornhill.
So a lot of changes on that back end.
10-yard penalty, first down.
The Bengals partnered with Easter Seals Redwood to give back and thank local veterans for their service. Bengals player service. Back to you guys.
Good stuff. Just finishing up the Steelers, they lead the takeaway of the season, number 3 in the NFL. They've been terrific in that category. And here is a handoff. Make it Kendall Milton, who takes the ball, and there's just not much there. Milton finds nothing there. Gain of 3 at the most, just beyond the 25. Second down and 7 chases back.
Things they've had to change. They've moved the safeties, as you said. We've talked about that. They pressure the quarterback. They take the football away.
4-yard touchdown return by Duggar. Steelers on top on Bengals. If they lose today, 3 games out, and not a lot of time left, 7 games, back to Pins. Nice throw, head arm. There's nothing wrong with it, man. He may be 40, but it looks like he's 20. And
he just puts this right on the dime over in the sideline, hits it right in the pocket of that coverage to T. Higgins. And they're going to, in the fourth quarter, you're going to see him have to start pushing the ball up the field more.
Chase Brown the bat. 1st and 10. Underneath, it's Brown. And here he by the defensive line. Let's go to New York and Adam Shine.
Kevin Trent, the big.
He just got non-contact.
He went to plant, and it looked like
it's weird.
The ankle or something.
Grab from behind on a minimal gain.
Yeah, they're looking like it's short a little bit there, Kev.
Wilson makes the stop.
Seeing his knee. Yeah, his knee goes down right there. Just going to be
come in the secondary as they look at Eccles rather, on the play. Hit by one great defender after another. Patrick Queen.
Either going to give a first down for the Bengals or move it back, and almost forces the Bengals into a punt, depending on which direction.
He has 2 receptions for 14 yards after receiving yards for the number 1 receiver in the league.
Unsportsmanlike conduct by both teams. Defense number 5, qualification.
Ramsey on the Steelers and Chase for the Bengals. Right here, what happened after that play?
Yeah, you got a lot of scuffle there, Kevin, and you know as a guilty right at the same time on the play. I did question the first down or the spot on the last play. I thought Milton.
They're not. They're going to go for it on 4th and 1. Brown is the back. Sample the tight end right there. They're going to push him. They're going to shove him. The wind, you can march Chase. Clock at 6.
Well, now what does again? The flags come in again. It's Chase and Ramsey. His helmet
is off. Yeah.
Well, if it was ripped off, it's one thing. If he took it off on his own, yes. And if anybody from the Bengals standpoint wants one down, so there's a lot going on.
Disqualified for throwing a punch.
And he just got it before. He just got.
Yeah, so he's kicked out. They said he threw a punch.
Second defensive back.
Wow, that's.
All right, Gene, you're watching it all unfold with us.
Correction, 15 yards.
No, sorry, Trent. I heard Bill Vinovich just say correction, 15-yard first down. I don't know if he is saying now that he believes.
He's not off the field. Yeah. An assistant coach has now got him and trying to usher him off and into the locker room, as you can. The nickel back is in. Brandon Eccles comes back in the game after he was positioned. It takes another hit. And they're going to have to kind of maneuver. Chuck Clark has come in at the safety.
At the top of the screen, watch here. You're going to see Ramsey. Jamar Chase's helmet comes off. The official was right there, saw the whole thing. Both of them were called for offsetting personal fouls, and this is something that's been going on the whole game. We could go back to the first half. And the trainer's even trying to get in there. And
Chase didn't retaliate. Notice his arms are at his side. He's
right. Well, here we go. First down.
Dylan Ramsey. Eccles is back in. Catch for 7 yards on 4 targets.
Please reset the game clock.
Well, as we said, they've already had a Ramsey. And you give them a first down instead of having to make it on fourth.
4 defensive backs. They just took out Eccles. Flacco to the air. Picks up 5. It'll be second down and 5.
Well, excellent tackle by Duggar earlier where Fant was able to break a couple tackles and pick up a key third down in the third quarter. That time nowhere to go, but a nice 5-yard out.
The nickelback Eccles is out right now, just on the sideline. Chase will want to walk to the sideline and
feigning and down by a couple of scores here in the fourth quarter.
Rodgers is out with a hand injury. Second 5, Flacco to Brown. He'll try to pick the 22, gain of 3, third and 2.
Well, when you say why burn that one, you have to remember Joe Flacco's only been here a month, so there may be some intricate details to parts of the game plan that you're calling in the huddle.
Brandon Eccles, the nickelback, is in, so 5 in the secondary. It's a third and 2 for Cincinnati. Hole, the first down as he twirls inside. Clark, along with Wilson, banged him. They moved the chain. So Chase today has been limited. Last game, 16 catches, 161. Today.
And the job that Joey Porter Jr. has been doing, the job that Ramsey was doing prior to the ejection.
It's been he's in there now. First and 10. Mims a block. Flacco low and uncatchable and incomplete.
There is that Chase was just going to go up and turn around. He wanted him to just watch the expansion of the slot defender. You just see Joe trying to throw it on that back shoulder to try and hold him up from running into coverage.
And a second and 10 for Flacco. Balance on this drive. Coming in, starting for Alex Highsmith. 6th sack of the season. And the number 2.
Herbert coming off the left side off of Orlando Brown Jr. Just able to get underneath him. Mike Tomlin was excited about Herbert getting an opportunity today.
He was. At the 9. Hayward continues.
Offense, number 16. 5-yard penalty, no third down.
Juncture of the field, but it's almost better to take the penalty and try and save that timeout because you may need it as this game winds down. Otherwise, you want to try and pick up 5-10 yards and just give yourself a better opportunity. As you see the Steelers going to a deep shell defense front at this point.
They need the 9, third and 22. Mims a block, winding up Flacco deep and work the defenders on Higgins. 4th.
That's a little bit. I wonder there on Eccles and.
So they're going to bring out Evan McPherson and try a field goal. 3-yarder today already. Curls in good from 48.
And makes it one possession.
Yep, makes it one possession. 3 right here. And Pittsburgh's defense holds them as the end zone. It'll be a tough.
Well, there's a hit by Ramsey against Chase, and you can see the talking going on. That gets Jalen Ramsey ejected for the punch thrown. Brings up memories of some of the slugfests that have happened over the years.
Mason Rudolph remains the quarterback, the end of bounds. On that first down play, gain of 7 to New York and Adam Shine.
Total touchdown today. 9th lead change. This game is bonkers. 37
for the Buccaneers, their quarterback Allen. For the Bills, big friends off the field, combatants today. Burks, he's close to the first, shy by the length of a football, inside the 45, pickup of 2.
Let them get set up.
3rd and 1. Gainwell.
Should have waited to see if they're in shotgun or not. Not a lot of quarterback sneaks out of shotgun. So Gainwell picking up the first down, keep this drive alive in the clock.
Bengals have a timeout. 1. 1st and 10 for Rudolph. Blocked by Jones, left tackle, and underthrow. You know, Stone, who was second, he had that ball somehow on a hop. They were working on
trying to come back to the football.
Turner was over there in coverage. It is 2nd down and 10. Eagles has allowed an average of 39 points and 491 yards a game. Gainwell the back, and we have a flag.
Play game.
Yep.
Offense number 2. 5-yard.
You know, the throw behind Metcalf over on the sideline. I'm not sure how much work he gets with DK. You know, so there is going to be to know where the play clock is at all times so that you can get the ball snapped. But, yeah, some of this stuff's going to happen when
Gainwell is in motion. Quickly outside it goes. Here is Darnell Washington. Grass stains on those pants on a gain of 4.
You better gang tackle Washington. Let's see how many they got here. Them staying away from that. That's just going to be a pile waiting to happen.
So here is another third down for the...
Well, look at the 2 deep show. You got a couple of deep safeties. You got pressure underneath. They're going to. It looks like they're only going to rush 4, given the appearance of...
Gainwell. Washington a block and a first down run. Staggering to the 35. What a block by the top to the Bengals. 35, a catch and run at 20.
I want you to keep an eye on Metcalf. He goes down the middle. Oh my gosh, he's over the top. They let him go. Both safeties are sitting, and nobody's back there. But that's what got me. That's what got me excited, Kevin. Also, to see a chance over the top.
Caleb Johnson on first down. The rookie down and 7, and a player is slow to get up, and that was for a quick look at him. And they'll bring Jordan Battle. He has started every game. He's a co-leader in tackles on this team with Demetrius Knight. He's a third-round pick. They bring in Anderson. And a 2nd and 7 for this.
Well, that could be it. Looks like they're dealing with a low back.
To Warren. Here comes Rudolph, and he's got DK Metcalf at the 20. And shoved out of bounds by 7. Metcalf picks up the first. And the clock continues to tick as we take you to Adams.
Beautiful pass to Christian Watson. What a catch. 27-20 Packers. 3 minutes to go. Back to you.
Tick eating up time with a 1-score lead. Here's the rookie running back, Caleb Johnson, with the stiff arm into stop.
Yeah, Stone's calling for offensive face mask.
Offense number 20.
He gets Stone in the face mask, and he's tugging it down. So easy call for the officials. And just how important the Bengals only have 1 timeout left.
Number 74. 74 reports up.
The penalty situation today with that penalty right there. 1st and 25. Nice one-handed snare. Got a block on the play from McCormick. Spurred at the 7. Catch and run at 27 yards by Kenneth Gainwell.
Executed. Watch when you get out in space. Now freeze it right when he catches. You're going to put the execution and timing. Gainwell able to get in the open field. Get a first down.
Pittsburgh's got 1. Bengals have 1. Locker room in the second half. And coming up next, you can count on a must-see matchup at Mile High in Denver. Western Division race taking on the Broncos. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on in for the Chiefs. They make Spencer Anderson.
They announced him as the extra lineman in the last play there.
He's a wingback.
Yeah, he's lined up here.
And here's a handoff to Gainwell. Washington a block. And they get a block there from Anderson. Osai makes the stop. They're down to the 5. Clock is ticking. 2nd down and goal. Full game this was for the Bengals. A loss, and you're going to be 3 games and back in the division race.
Well, the Bengals have New England coming up, and then 2 of the next 3 would be Baltimore twice.
His 2nd touchdown reception today.
This one as well. They knew coming in they had to have that attitude, and Tomlin talked about the prep and gets into the end zone.
Gainwell had played all season, had not 1 touchdown reception today. And Boswell will try to tack on another, and it doinked the AT. But on a windy day like this, it's anybody's guess. Yard touchdown pass by Rudolph, 105 scrimmage yards today. Now a first-year Steeler. And here's the kickoff return after Boswell boots it downfield. Jabril Peppers. Stay tuned for the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars. Time permitting, all the latest. Injured left hand. Jalen Ramsey has been ejected with a couple of personal fouls back to back. And here he is with a timeout and down 27-12 with 3.5 to go. By Fant and quickly on him. Echoes the ball jarred free. Picked up Pierre. He'll take it in. It isn't. Incredible story of perseverance. Picks it up. Vacuums it in. Watch the knee. Was he down?
On a touchdown.
Watch his knee.
When does the ball start moving?
Eccles.
Yeah, didn't it? It looked like it's moving there a little bit.
A 32-yard return to 12. The Pittsburgh Steelers leading the Cincinnati Bengals. And then that fumble recovery vacuumed in by Pierre, returned 32 yards, and another defensive.
Pierre's there waiting to scoop and score.
2 defensive touchdowns, 2 short touchdown passes to the running back by 2 different quarterbacks. Came in, having lost 2 straight and off a bye. Knew this was.
They very easily could have been coming in here at 5-4 and lost them, had the bye week, as you said, Kevin, under control. But here in the second half, the Steelers have taken over.
Keeping it in the end zone out to the 35.
Trent, 6 total touchdowns now for Josh Allen. 75th career rushing touchdown. Back to you.
They needed that kind of game. There's been a lot of things circulating about it.
You have to try and keep pace if you're the Buffalo Bills, and looks like in the fourth quarter they're doing that.
By Wilson on Tanner Hudson, the tight end. 8th reception of the season, gain of 7.
A lot of that shell defense from the Steelers. They're just going to keep everything in front. I anticipate them only rushing 4 the rest of the way.
It's Chase Brown on 2nd down and 3. And swallowed up right there by Cam Hayward, who's been a defensive team captain, symbolizing so much. 15th year in the NFL. Justin Smith for the 4th most games ever played in NFL history by a defensive tackle. Back in games played and back to Ben Roethlisberger, 1st and 10. It's Jamar Chase on the sideline and Bradbury with a 16-yard reception. 2-minute warning is here. Pittsburgh in control.
And by McDonald's.
For the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars, time permitting, with scores, news, and highlights from Denver. And underneath he goes, Hudson the tight end again, hit initially by Queen, brought down inside the Steeler 30. 4-2 at home. And the Bengals are going to drop to 3-7, their first loss in the division. Team last night at the meeting, they showed them the standings. Here's what's at stake. Now their 7th loss. It's a second one.
Well, they're going back to that play they used earlier where they were able to slip out Brown from the backfield. That time TJ Watt able to get a hand on it and knock it away.
Indeed.
Well, and the Steelers now, they go on the road next week at
Chase Brown the back. And Flacco has a 3rd and 1, 21-36, 189. And he is finally corralled and over there with the stop, leading the way Queen inside the 20. Nickel secondary against Flacco, 1st and 10, and underneath Baker with the stop. After we say goodbye from here, we'll take you up over to, yes, at the 2-minute warning, 2nd and 7 for Flacco. It's Tanner Hudson, and getting away, squirming away from. Coming into the Steelers game today with the differential in the wins, and that's a pass overshooting the receiver, Jamar Chase, with Pierre stride for stride. A big gauge universally in this league, but clearly for this team it is.
So many coaches talk about that turnover race, all of those things that come kind of the hidden yards and hidden ways that you can find ways to win football games.
And Flacco again. To the air, 4th and 1. 5 seconds left in this one, and on downs it goes to the Steelers with the win. Nice Florida Atlantic It was the COVID year, so there was no combine, there was no pro day, there were no OTAs in today.
Yeah, and you know, Mike Tomlin brought that up. He's, you know, here's a kid that, you know, the impact that he's been able to make. Mason Rudolph, a heck of a second half for the Steelers.
Yeah, 12 of 16, 127, touchdown pass. He takes the knee and the tour. I'm Kevin Harlan. Good afternoon from Pittsburgh. Bonus.